Hey guys, today I'm excited to talk to you about She-Hulk Attorney at Law. This new series is coming to Disney Plus on Thursdays starting this week. Let's get my spoiler-free review. Let's talk about this show. But before we do, if this is your first time here, I'd love it if you take just 1 second and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more videos like this one. All right, let's talk about She-Hulk. Okay, so this is a very different Marvel series. Listen, Kevin Feige said from the beginning that all of these Disney Plus shows, at least to start off with, are going to be different genres, and that is exactly what She-Hulk is. This is very much a fourth wall breaking type show, type series, which you guys have seen from the trailer. It's like Ally McBeal. It's like The Office, you know? It's that kind of comedy and it's that kind of talking to the camera repeatedly throughout the series. But it is actually a lot of fun and it truly works. Now, it does take some time to get used to it, but it's very relatable and it's got some great moments where they answer some burning MCU questions. And that's one of my favorite things about this series is how self-aware and self-deprecating it is. I mean, there's certain things that are all over social media that people are saying, hey, how did this happen? How did that happen? Well, they're going to address it. Or why did this happen? They address it just in the first 4 episodes, which is all I've seen. They answer several questions in very unexpected and clever ways. The cast is amazing. Tatiana's incredible as Jen Walters. Now, if you guys have been around for a while, you know I wasn't exactly thrilled about She-Hulk. Just was never at the top of my list. Not a giant She-Hulk comic book fan, and the trailers really didn't do that much for me. The second one was a little bit better, but I was like, I'm just not that interested in this series. So perhaps I went in with very low expectations, but this definitely exceeded them. It has me excited to see where this goes, especially the way episode 4 ends. I see why Marvel just gave us the first 4. I feel like that's where things are really starting to pick up, and a lot is gonna continue from here, and I can't wait to see where it goes. Now, like I said, each episode is just about 30 minutes long, and each episode has an end credit scene, which are some of the best end credit scenes in the MCU. I mean, if you're looking for the humorous ones, right? They're obviously not serious. They don't have big, massive connections to the future of the MCU. This is just a fun series with little bits of tie-ins and connections, but it's all about the comedy. That's really what it is. Now, it's not even afraid to address perhaps sometimes how women are treated, especially female superheroes are treated. They do talk about that in length, which I appreciated. Again, makes it very, very relatable. The way Jen Walters just like craps all over herself, right? The way she feels, certain lines that she says, I'm like, yeah, I got you, girl. I get it because I'm right there with you. But it's just so much fun. It's so much fun. There's a character in episode 4. We'll get into that in the future. I am going to have spoiler reviews up for every episode as it drops. But there's a character in episode 4 that's probably one of my favorite MCU characters of all time. She's amazing. That's all I'm going to say. I can't wait for you guys to meet her in episode 4. So overall, She-Hulk Attorney at Law definitely exceeded my expectations. I think it's a lot of fun and it's clever. It will take some getting used to because it's different. Just like all of the other Marvel series, this is different. This is not going to tie into the greater MCU with massive ramifications, probably. There's one thing that kind of happens that I feel like maybe could tie into something in the future when we might see someone else later. There's so much I can't talk about, but I will talk about it in my spoiler reviews, so be sure to subscribe and come back for those. But yeah, listen, I give it a 4 out of 5. It's fun. It's hilarious. There's some stuff that is going to make your jaw drop to the floor, these discussions they're having. It's entertaining, though. It's entertaining. That's a great word for it. It's entertaining. If you guys saw my trailer reaction, you know how I felt about that CGI that we saw. So did they fix it? Sometimes they fixed it. They fixed it a little bit. You guys saw in the second trailer, it wasn't as bad. It wasn't as noticeable, but there are times where Jen Walters and even Hulk, when Hulk shows up, there's times where they look a little animated. And you're a little bit like, okay, this looks like animation. It just doesn't really mesh with everything that's going on. It doesn't really work. There's one end credit scene in particular that really is just like jarringly bad CGI. But overall, I mean, it's something that you kind of get used to as it goes on. And especially the look of She-Hulk kind of just starts to not become as jarring and it doesn't stand out as much and you just kind of get used to it. But that is definitely an issue that they had. Some of the writing, some of the jokes fall flat, some don't work, most of them do. Again, it's one of those things you just have to get used to, but it's very relatable, especially for women in their 30s. Like, listen, this was like, oh, this is, I get it. I get everything she said. Like I said, I totally understand. So it's fun, it's entertaining. It's got some issues, yes, but it's still fantastic. It's a lot of fun, especially if you love that type of comedy, that fourth wall breaking comedy. If you liked Ally McBeal, I mean, you're gonna love it. It's entertaining because I like how they discuss the legal ramifications of being a superhero, which they don't get into a lot, you know? I mean, we saw a little bit in Falcon and the Winter Soldier when they were discussing like, you know, you just don't get paid as an Avenger, right? So there's things like that come up, which I think is it makes it. It focuses on the day-to-day, the mundane day-to-day of a superhero. This isn't high stakes, but it's fun and it's entertaining. And I can't wait to see where it goes from here. So I give She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, a 4 out of 5. I think it's fun. It definitely gets better as it goes on. So definitely keep that in mind. Like I said, there's an amazing character in episode 4 that makes that one of my favorite episodes for some reason, solely because of this character, and I loved it. But I love the cameos. It's fun, and I can't wait to see where it goes from here. You guys let me know your thoughts on She-Hulk, Attorney at Law down below in the comments. Be sure to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more videos like this one. Now, if by the time you've gotten to this review, you've already seen the first episode or second or third or fourth or who knows how many of She-Hulk, let me know what you thought in the comments. You guys can follow me over on Twitter and Instagram. And yes, now TikTok. I'm MamasGeeky over there, MamasGeeky. You can also check me out at MamasGeeky.com. Thanks for taking the time to watch this, guys. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much to all my monetary supporters, my members, and my Patreons. Love you guys.